Hey guys, Kev here, and I have a package to open for you. Gonna do it off camera because my address. This is the new Giant Mouse Ace Riv Liner Lock made in Italy. Magna Cut Canvas Micarta, and I gotta say, it's phenomenal. They did such a good job on this one, guys. Link to Giant Mouse is in the description of every video. You can use my code LeftyEDC, but man, that's good. Really impressed with that. I have missed having a rib in the collection. I just, being left-handed, it just didn't make all that much sense for me with the frame lock. And I think this is a huge improvement. I was a little skeptical because it wasn't made by Riot this time, but man, it's really good. So this, I believe, let me open it before I start claiming what it is, because I don't want to be wrong. And yep, it's exactly what I thought. It's from my friends over at Get Good Skrew. So you guys who've been watching the channel long enough will know that I really like the folks over at Get Good Skrew. I've had a bunch of their drivers. I have one right here. This is the son of a glitch driver right here, which is very cool. But they were kind enough to send me another one here. And I believe this is the Bleeding Unicorn. And we're going to take a look here. So it comes with some extra, they give you bits. I've never really enjoyed the bits because they're these bropey bits. But let's see if anything's changed. Yep, still the bropey bits. But for general stuff, they're just fine. I just don't like the T8s and T6 kind of stuff. But I always give these away, so that works out. We have some extra bits and bobs here. There's a bearing and some shims or washers and a post. I don't know what that's for. We're going to find out. We have a Keep Calm and Go Screw Yourself sticker. Now, you guys can go down in the description. There's going to be a link to Get Good Skrew down there. And I have a discount code. Lefty10 should work over there to get you 10% off your order. So definitely do that. And thank you to the team over there. Let's take a look in this bad boy. Oh, yeah. I was a little worried that this stand wasn't in there because I knew we talked about it, but it is. So I'm excited. If you guys haven't read one of these certificates of legitness before, I really implore you to pause and read this because it's amazing. They are the funniest people in the world. I love their sarcasm and just good humor. It's amazing. Definitely give them a follow at Get Good Skrew on Instagram. You can always email them there. And check out their website at getgoodskrew.com. Here's the official collector's card. This is the Bleeding Unicorn set in titanium. You can see that date, November 1st, 23, which is awesome. Little number there. Get Good Skrew. I don't know. G, maybe it's a 55 or an SS 191. I don't know. But either way, I don't care because it's awesome. Let's get into it. I'm not a big COA guy. Like, I don't need to have proof that my thing is awesome for collection purposes. So we have this little guy right here. I think these washers maybe are for, I don't know what they're for. Oh, I think one of them drops in here like so. Maybe to protect the inside there. But these are so cool, guys. We're going to take a look at the machining and everything in a second. And these drivers, unlike the ones I've shown previously from Audacious Concepts, you can actually take these apart. And this box is amazing. But so here's my Audacious Concepts driver. And I would really argue that these are my top two brands when it comes to drivers. I would say if you're looking for maximum like ergonomics and everything, I would go with the Audacious Concepts. While this is very comfortable, this has this sort of jimping grip down here that's really good, where this has good frag pattern, but you can get a little better grip on this guy. But if you're looking for a little bit of fidget factor, bling, and a good driver, the Get Good Skrew is where you're at. Also, they're both very affordable, which is nice. So highly recommend both of these. But anyway, what I was going to say is I spent years or a year trying to get this apart. So the hardest thing was to find the tool to take this apart. I ended up getting snap ring pliers that worked. And once I got it apart, I realized they use these tiny little sort of bearing things. They're not really bearings, I think. But you can't really replace them as far as I can tell. So this is the best I can do with this. Where on a Get Good Skrew, right out of the box, I didn't even need to question it. Right? This thing will spin for probably a couple minutes while we're sitting here. Now, the base is really cool. It also spins, which is freaking amazing, right? And you can put different bearings in these. So that's one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, is you can swap the bearings in here. And all you have to do is, see this bottom ring? You just put pressure on that. And then pop it out. You just twist it a little bit. And that'll let you get in. Then you can take this guy off of here. And you'll see there's a bearing inside of here. And there's actually 2 of them. They're stacked on top of each other. Okay? And Get Good Skrew uses these shielded bearings, which are really good, actually. I found in my testing that the bearings they use on their drivers and the base, they're the same, are actually probably the best you could use. If you're looking for a good, solid spin and run time and everything. Now, you could take a tool and you just put them in those notches and then you could twist that out. And that's how you would get to the bearings to actually remove them. So let me put this back in. And then once you get it in there, just push and give it a little twist. And that'll do it. And there's no play or anything. And now it'll spin just like it did before. All right. Now for the driver, I told you it's still going. They give you an extra bearing, an extra couple of these guys, and an extra post. So I guess if you wanted to swap this post out, you could. Which is kind of cool that they do that. I wonder why they do that, really. Like it's going to wear out, I guess, maybe over time, or I don't know. But anyway, on the driver, I guess we could just call that stopped at this point. I mean, sometimes, dude, you just pick it up and it'll start spinning. Like it's that freaking sensitive. And I noticed once I swapped bearings, it really wasn't that amazing. And it was like amazing, but it wasn't as good as out of the box. So I kind of would say just leave it alone. But up here you have this tab. And you could twist that. Ugh. All right, well, normally you can. I can't get a tight enough grip on it, and I don't want to stick anything in there. But anyway, it takes those same bearings, which look like this. And I actually did do the research, and I've tried all of these options. Okay, here's a stock one. Here's a ceramic, white ceramic. That came, they actually, you can buy those on their website if you want a ceramic bearing, which will be a little louder, but it won't spin as long. That's the thing. And then I tried these, which are my go-to bearings for fidgets because they're really loud and fast, but they don't have as good a run time, spin time. And I noticed that it was kind of the same thing in the driver. And I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't really need spin, like, I didn't need sound on my bit driver. Like, I was just getting weird about it because I was into spinners at the time and swapping bearings and everything, you know? So my point here is I would just leave it the way it is. They're very well made and they're fun to play with as is. So that's basically the point. And so this goes into the base like so. Fits in there nicely, and then you can spin the whole thing. Let me do that again. you can spin the whole thing like this, right? Obviously, the faster you go, I guess it will give it a little bit of wobble. And that's in the, you know, there's some movement in there. So, I mean, that's, I guess, just natural. That kind of stuff is going to happen. But let me see. I'll try to give you guys a better angle on this. So there you go. That's what it looks like when it's all spinning, which is insane. Look at that. It's just such a cool item, I think. Everything was spinning there. That's crazy. And this bleeding unicorn pattern is an insane anodization on this titanium. I don't even know how they achieved this. It's like splash ano. Just fan-flippin-tastic. Again, here's a comparison to the son of a glitch that I have. And then I have another one that's called Poseidon's Kiss. And that one's got a blue sort of anode to it. I guess I could get it so you guys could see it. Hang on, I'll grab that. Oh, not in there. There it is. So here, and this is an older one, so they used to do the caps like this, where you would just twist it off like this. But now they do the cap like that. And this one I can remove because I've done it before. So you just unscrew this. And then when you unscrew that, the little thing will pop down. And see, I do have a white ceramic on here. And that's one you can get on their website. So I've tried the white ceramic, and I'll show you guys. Because I know some of you guys are probably... I know some of you were like, oh my God, you're switching bearings in a bit driver. This, you know, this part of the video is not for you. But there are people out there that want to know this stuff. And I'll just show you the differences. So these are all get good screwdrivers. Let's see what I have in all of them. This one, I'm running a steel bearing, but it has ceramic balls. So I don't know if you can see, it's different. These are shielded. So they're fully enclosed, which means they're quieter and faster, really. So we have 3 different kinds. All right. Let's spin them all and see which one spins the longest. And my guess is going to be that the new one will spin the longest because it has that stock awesome shielded bearing in there. But I will give that one a start first to give these a little bit of a head start, right? Let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just rip it, set it down. Rip it. You can hear that one's a lot louder. And that one also has a little more sound to it. And that's the difference. That's what I wanted, was that sound, right? But why do you have that sound? You have that sound because there's some kind of friction in there. So it's going to slow it down quicker. It's just science. My guess is going to be we're going to see that one stop first, then that one, then that one. That one's going to go way longer, I think. But we'll see. Should have timed it, but it doesn't really matter. You guys can tell me how long it was. And yes, I'm doing this. Here's the base. I didn't want to rip it too hard because I didn't want to knock something over. Did you guys think you'd be watching a video like this when you tuned in? It's a good look at it. So that one's done. I was wrong. This one's going to stop very soon. I mean, look at it. That base is even... I mean, I know I started it way later, but look at it. It's just flying, dude. And I barely hit that. This thing's still banging. So the point is If you want the longest just spin time and stuff, I would go with the stock. And you know what? The quieter is honestly kind of nice. This is a little obnoxious. I mean, it sounds cool, but again, it won't run as long. Now, it's still spun for like a minute, so it's not like horrible or anything. Oops. That didn't help, but you can see that's still going. And the bass is just like cruising. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Now, I'll show you real quick. That was weird. Sorry, I was like looking at myself in the window. I'll show you real quick how to change it out. So I'll change this. No, you know what? This one was the weakest. So let's change that one out and I'll show you. So, and this has the newer cap. So you just hold the cap while you unscrew it. And same process as the other one. Right? And this will drop down. Now you need to get that off. What I use is, I mean, you could use one of your Get Good screws, I guess. What I use is a fulcrum because it just pops right in there and I can get a good tight grip on it. And then you just want to hold the driver and loosen that up. And then I just put my finger here, try to not hold that cap. And then you can spin the driver and that'll loosen it because you have that pressure on it. However you want to do it. And then the bearing just pops off of there. Now, what you don't want to do, this is what you'll think you're supposed to use lube. You do not want to use lube with a bearing like this. Should not need lube with something like this. That'll just get nasty and then you'll have to change it all the time. So you don't want to do that. In my experience anyway, you want it to be dry. So let's try out one of these because I showed them to you, right? I think I got these special ordered from like China because I really just wanted to get them onto this driver. So, and it was like $80 or something stupid for these 4 bearings. So then you slide this back up, pop this on. This is the hardest part, is just getting that thread right. It's not really hard, but you just got to seat it in there right and get the threads going, and then you're good. Once you get it rocking, there we go. And it's definitely easier with the new design where you just have that little handle there. All right, so let's see. Now we have this one in there. Now this is going to be the loudest. That was the point of getting those bearings. So just for reference, quiet. Right? This is the white ceramic. A little louder. But this one, really loud. But probably going to spin the least. It does sound fun though, right? That's kind of the thing with it. That's the Poseidon's Kiss. Bleeding Unicorn, which is my favorite out of these. And then you have the, sorry, that's the Poseidon's Kiss. This is the Son of a Glitch. I think these two are available and a new version of that is available. So there you go. That one's going to stop first. Then this one. Then that one, which is going to take a while. So I'll show you exactly what happens when you switch it to the shielded bearing, because I have one. Because I have a bunch somewhere because I obviously swapped all these out. So, but sometimes you overthink it, you know. Sometimes you get fancy when you don't need to. Let's just take this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, stock bearing in. Oops. Put the screw on here. That one's just stopping. I almost got the bearing on again. All right, lid on, or cap. And again, you'll immediately hear the difference. Almost silent compared to, that's just the white ceramic. All right, so first spin with that bearing. Sometimes bearings need to break in, so could be it's not as long right away, but we'll see. My guess is this guy and this guy are going to be our winners. And I spun that one last, so honestly, that one might be the longest spinning just because. Again, Poseidon's Kiss, Bleeding Unicorn, son of a glitch. We're watching driver races tonight, folks. That's crazy. That little guy in the middle spins. So maybe this one, I wonder if it's different, like this one doesn't spin or something. I don't know, just curious. This guy's slowing down here. Okay. And now it's down to these two. That's what I'm talking about, guys. The stock ones are just badass. I mean, it's crazy. So I think what I'm going to do is leave that in there. Sorry, you guys have to watch that transition every time. So I'm going to leave that in there. I think, what was in here? That random? Oh, this wasn't the white ceramic. This was the hybrid. That's the hybrid, yeah. That's why it's like half decent. So do I have another shielded one here? Oh, I do. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is take this off. Look at that. It's still, that new one's still going. That's how good that is. That's how good it is, folks. So I'm going to swap this out. See, this is the old style. It's a little different when you got to put it on inside, I guess, here. Then put the whole stem on. Then put this guy on. That's why I remembered holding it like this and tightening that guy. That's what it was. All right. Tighten that. Put the lid on. I wonder if I can get this done before that guy stops. How about that? And now this guy's quiet and it'll spin like the Dickens. So, yeah, my recommendation, guys, is don't swap them. Don't swap them, guys. Just enjoy your driver the way it is. And I'm sure you can get, they give you extra bearings, so you're good to go. All right. One other thing I wanted to show you was the size differences. So this is the small one. I don't know if they still make this, but they had a small and a really big one. And then I kind of I was talking to them about making a medium size. So they did that. But then that was still a little long. So what they ended up making was a schmedium. And that's what this is. That's their kind of basic size now, I think, is the schmedium. And it's perfect. I mean, it's literally spot on. You get the perfect grip. You just, for me at least, I get it right in the palm, but I get up here and I get really good grip to drive. You can spin it nice and easy in the palm, right? So I just think they nailed it on the schmedium size. So what you do at the base is you fill it up with bits. So I'll show you. I'm going to take 2 T10s, put those there and there. I'll take probably just 1 T15. It's It's rare that I need one, but I mean, I guess I could put 2, right? Well, T6, T6, T8, T8. And then I just wouldn't have, yeah, that should work. I usually like to have a Phillips and a flat, but I really don't need it for this. So then we take our T8s, right? So we have 15, 10, kind of going backwards, but that's okay. 8. And what's left? Unfortunately, we still have to use these occasionally. 6s. Drop into, whoops, 1, 2, 6s. And there we go. Now we got our driver and our bits all set up. And now that I have an actual desk, right, that has space on it, I can put this out and feel comfortable with it. That's why the one I had before in the, what was that in? Timascus or something. It was awesome. I just, I had nowhere to put it, so I didn't end up keeping that, but this is just gorgeous. So let me know what you think down below, guys. Thank you to Get Good Skrew. They're amazing people over there. And now that I have this, I might give away one of these guys. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you have one, if you love it, what your favorite driver is, if it's not this. And yeah, check out the link down below. Use the code LeftyEDC. I don't have an affiliate link or anything with them, just a discount for you guys. And of course, they provided this for me, so I appreciate them for that. But I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later.